Greetings and welcome to Portuguese Distortion episode number 5, the Death Metal Edition. We've got 5 death metal bands on tap here this episode. I want to start by saying thank you to all of you who have made doing Portuguese Distortion episodes amazing. Thank you for all the support from the bands, from the fans. Thank you to my partners in crime, the editors of Portuguese Distortion. I truly appreciate the opportunity to work with them every week. It's an incredible experience, and I've got a chance to hear a lot of metal that I've never had a chance to hear. On some metal-related news, the Portuguese scene here on the channel, I'm actually supporting 2 metal festivals. The Malargay Metaleros Festival, happening on the 24th and 25th of August. It is a free festival, so please, if you feel like making the drive or you're in that area, go check them out. I really think what they're doing is awesome, and I'm going to be doing weekly band features on the bands they're going to have on the festival. I'm also supporting the Aussie Underground Fest, which is happening on the 3rd and 4th of November. I've got a video coming out for that pretty soon. They raise money for the firefighters in Portugal. I think it's an incredible cause. First responders get far too overlooked in all countries that I've been to. And I truly, truly appreciate what they're doing. Getting into Portuguese-related metal news, you had the SWR Metal Fest last weekend. I've heard from the bands and from the people I know that went that it was outstanding, and they put on a pretty strong festival. That's one I hope to make it to sometime within the next couple of years. It certainly would be awesome. Getting into the first band today on Portuguese Distortion episode number 5, we're getting into Okkultist. They recently played on the Metal Fest, I think it was the week prior, with 4 other incredible female bands. Talked about that a little bit on last week's episode. They're formed in 2016. The EP Eye of the Beholder came out in 2017. And the track we're doing is the 4th track off this record. Apparently Beatrice, the vocalist, handled the majority of the video and does a lot of work for her band, which is awesome. I've been wanting to get to them for a while. This is my opportunity. I'm looking forward to it. The band is Okkultist. The track is Sacred Brutality. And here we go. Like those riffs, a very Doom-like feel to them. Really dig it. Really like that bass line following the guitars. Really old school Doom-like feel in these riffs. I like the way that second guitar came in there and thickened that sound right up. Like that riff and all that palm muted, gated feel of these riffs here. Really strong riffing. like that vocal layering, but I'm not completely a fan of some of the vocal treatments on her voice. This riff is so strong. It's got that awesome feeling of keeping you on edge. I like how clear she's enunciating these vocal lines. Like the contrast is black and white, how this video is shot. Really good job. Certainly very minimalist in the approach, riff-wise. Just a track that really keeps you on edge. I like that feedback coming out the back end. Very enjoyable, certainly really strong. It sets the mood very, very well. That was Okkultist and the track Sacred Brutality. Certainly enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very good. I thought it was very strong. I like her vocals. I'm not a huge fan of some of the vocal treatments that were there, but overall, I think she's got a really strong voice. Really like the riffs. I'm not normally a fan of that semi-screechy tone in the high end in guitars, but they manage it really well, and it certainly works, and it certainly helps paint that dark, grim atmosphere that they're clearly going for here. I think they do it really, really well. Really like that doom influence. I think it's incredibly strong, and it makes the track really enjoyable. Overall, that was a great listening experience for something really heavy, and I really, really enjoyed it. Certainly want to hear more from them at some point in the future. Well done, and I look forward to hearing more from you guys. The next track is Grimlet and Asthetics of a Lie. David Carvello originally requested this. Band's been around since 1999. Tracks comes from their third album, Asthetics of a Lie. So let's get into it. The band is Grimlet. The track is Asthetics of a Lie, and here we go. Certainly get that very familiar brutal death metal riffing there. Get a lot of that cryptopsy feel of the sound. I like that shift. Really like these riffs here. Larry in his vocal delivery. I like that shift again. Really nice triplets. And then slam it right into that last beat. When I want to listen to more brutal death metal, this is what I look for. The dynamics, the diversity, the riffing, the fact that it's not just blazing at warp speed or ludicrous speed for the entirety of it. Certainly get a lot of that triplet riffing, but they bury their riffs and really good. I love this shift here. Really like that bass tone. I like that it's audible and you can really hear it in certain spots. That one, cool change. Love that ringing chords and that blast under it. This almost reminds me a bit of the Deviants, and I absolutely love. Nice shift once again. The vocals sound huge, really effective here. Love that tapping here. Great way to open that solo up. Almost get a bit of death in that solo here, the way it's evolved. Shift is awesome again. Love how he's barking his vocal out. It's got a nice triplet heavy attack. Shifts into this blast so seamlessly. Love how it almost gets a black metal-like feel coming out of this. They use their influences together so well. Freaking awesome. Outstanding. Wow, what a track. That was an absolute monster. I enjoyed every single second of that. That was Grimlet and Asthetics of a Lie. David, that's a heck of a request, man. That track is monstrous. That is what I look for in brutal death metal. That technicality, the time changes, the shifts, the dynamics and the riffing and the vocals. Some people really like stuff that's just nothing but speed. And honestly, after a little bit, I get bored. I get bored and it just becomes grating. That track kept me engaged from play to the end of it. Really, really well written. Certainly get shades of Cryptopsy and shades of Bohemians and some of the other heavyweights there. And it's just a phenomenal slab of death metal. That is a record that I would absolutely go out and purchase a copy of. And it's if the rest of the record is as good as that track, I want a copy. It's just that simple. That's a phenomenal, phenomenal track. Really, really enjoyed that. It's well played. The vocalist has got a hell of a delivery. It's incredibly well produced, and it's engaging. Great job, guys. Absolutely phenomenal job. The next band we get into is Sotz. The track is The End of Civilization. This request came from Gaspar Ribeiro. Band's been around for almost 10 years. This track came out almost 4 years ago. Their actual EP was released in October 2017. Some lineup changes have happened. And I'm looking forward to hearing it. So, let's see what we've got. The band is Sotz. The track is End of Civilization. And here we go. I like that slow going double bass cadence. Nice big groove with the riff work. Get a real old school death metal feel in these riffs and in the vocal patterns. I'd like to hear the vocals up just a little bit more. The riffs are familiar, but I like them. Like that shift. I really like that riff they're going into there. Unfortunately, the drums are overpowering the riff, but it sounds good. Like that little lead we heard. Really love that treble kick sound. Really like that vocal change too. That was really cool. Didn't expect that. Really like that riff. Awesome. Awesome. Thought it was over, they kicked right back into that. It was very well done. Outstanding. That was a really, really strong track. It built, and by the end, I was completely hooked. It really started to grow on me. That's another really great example of death metal that I enjoy. It's dynamic. It's got some really strong riffs. Couple of surprises that I just did not expect. And I actually really enjoy the vocals. They're really strong for what they're doing, and I think they fit the track like a glove. Liked the little bit of lead work. I think the kick drum sound is outstanding for this style of death metal. It's really strong. You can tell it's real drums and not a sample. And that tends to be a big pet peeve with me in most modern death metal, is you can tell they're doing a lot of sample replacement or even using E-kits and stuff like that. And I say leave the human element in and allow it to not have, it doesn't have to sound perfect. But as long as I can hear everything and there aren't major mix issues, the performance doesn't have to sound perfect. And this track doesn't, and that's part of the appeal to it. I would have liked the vocals to be a touch higher. I would have liked drums to be a little bit lower in spots because I couldn't make out some of those riffs, but the riffs were really strong. And overall, it's an incredibly enjoyable listen. And I really dug it very much. Gaspar, that was a cool request. Thank you, my friend. I truly appreciate it. On to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. The Ominous Circle from Endless Chasms. Formed in 2014. Released their debut, Appalling Ascension, in 2017. This request is actually one from Daniel, one of the editors of Portuguese Distortion, and when it comes to these videos, technically my boss. So, woe be it for me to go, no man, can't do your request, right? I know he really digs this track, really digs this band. I'm looking forward to it. This one goes out to Daniel. The band is The Ominous Circle. The track is from Endless Chasms. And here we go. And it just starts out nasty and swinging. Really familiar treble riffing here. Really like that bass down there. Pretty cool. Straight into those blasts. I like that rod cymbal work though. That's actually pretty cool. I really like that bass tone. The drum pattern is shifting so seamlessly and so quick. Not a fan of the vocals, to be honest. It's just insanely chaotic at this point. Alright, now we slow it down a little bit. I was wondering if we were going to start, because that was 2 minutes of horrible ass kicking. So, if that was a grindcore song, that would have been the end of it. Sounds like the mix volume changed a little bit. That's kind of interesting. Guitar tones are just a bit muddy for me. I like the guitar harmonies that are going over that blast. And it's a death metal solo. Open it up with tons of dive bombs. Really fast leadward. I'm gonna do a little bit of obituary in the solo. The muffled mix makes it hard for me to enjoy this as much as I would normally. Because it feels like the volume levels are shifting a little bit in the mix. The guitars are either they're high and sometimes they're low, and they're a little bit higher and lower. Alright, that was the Anonymous Circle from Endless Chasms. There was a lot I liked about it. and there were some things I didn't like about it. The production is, and the mix job is definitely a bit muddy, and I feel the volume was fluctuating a bit in the mix. Like, it just wasn't a consistent volume level throughout the mix and throughout the track. There's a lot of just straight ahead warp speed blasting going on. That can be really jarring to some people. I don't mind it in this track, and they did a pretty good job of breaking up elements, but probably a good 4 minutes of that was just flying at insane BPMs, and with a lot of that tremolo riffing. I'm not a big fan of that style of vocal. I like a bit more clarity in my death metal vocals. I like to be able to understand what's going on, and a little bit more, just a little bit more clarity in the growl. But it works here. It really does. The solos were just fast, nasty, whammy-drenched death metal solos. The drummer is a monster. Dude certainly got a ton of ability. Didn't get there. Like the bass in the parts of the track where it really cut through the mix. That was actually really impressive. Overall, it's an absolute ass kicker. I mean, it's just a beast of a track as far as just sheer heaviness and just pummeling you into submission. And if you're really in the mood for something, it certainly can be enjoyable if you're ready and you know what you're getting into, and you're just ready to get your head beaten in by ferocity and speed and have your head growled off. That one goes out to the boss. That one goes out to Daniel. Thank you, my friend, for putting these lists together for the past 5 episodes. The work you and Joanna are doing for your page and your website, and additionally working with me, is awesome. It's outstanding, and I truly, truly, truly appreciate and am so grateful for the opportunity to work with you guys every week. It's awesome, and I love it, and I look forward to doing so many more with you guys. The last and final track is, I'm trying not to screw this up. I've got my little notes here with Daniel typed out the proper translations here, so let's see if I can't jack it up too much. So it's Vai-Te or Vai-Te. Vai-Te Foder, and the track Atentado. These guys have been around since 2003. The album comes from their 2017 record. And I'm looking forward to getting into them. This is the last track of 5 we have today. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Nice samples. Probably somewhat of a grindcore track with only a minute, 30 seconds going into this. Good fills. Really love that bass tone. Oh yeah, straight up fast, blow your head off grind. Here we go. Get a lot of that punk influence there. Really awesome track, actually. All right, that is certainly awesome grind. That is not even a minute and 3 seconds. It's more like 45 seconds of we're going to blow your head off really, really fast. And as it's translated, tell you to go fuck yourself, terrorist. So I'm good with that. That's a killer way to finish it out. Grind can be interesting. For somebody like me who likes a little bit longer songs, then grind may not always be the thing. But they just hit you so fast. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're done. Enjoy. Good stuff. Great way to close it out. There's some really strong tracks here. There's not a track that I disliked, to be quite honest with you. And I was a little skeptical. I didn't know if I was going to be able to handle 5 tracks of just blistering death metal. But this turned out to be far more pleasant than I expected. The On the Circle track is awesome. I really, really love that blend of doom and death metal. Give it up to Beatrice and the guys. Awesome stuff. That Grimlet track is an absolute beast. I'm certainly going to be looking at picking that record up. I'm just blown away at how good that track was. Really, 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 really enjoyed that. Same with the Sotz track. The Sotz track was also awesome. And honestly, again, the On the Circle track, while it was absolutely blowing your head off, and I felt like the mix was slightly inconsistent, it's still a really enjoyable track, and it's still really good. And it's still another track where I want to hear more. And there's not a single track that I would not listen to again. And there's not a single track a single band here that I don't want to hear more of. And that is tough. I am picky about my death metal, especially the more brutal stuff. I tend to lean more towards technical, melodic, and progressive death metal. And all this stuff is absolutely on the heavy end of the spectrum. And I'd listen to every band again. So hats off to all the bands and the tracks that did the tracks that were on this edition of Portuguese Distortion. Hats off to Daniel and Joanna for being so awesome and working with me every week. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough for the opportunity. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you to all of the readers of Portuguese Distortion, the Portuguese fans, and the diverse subscriber base that I have here on the channel. I truly, truly appreciate you guys checking this stuff out, even though I know it might not always be what you are into. And that alone is more than I could ever ask of somebody for stepping out of their comfort zone. Like I do a lot. Like I do so much on this channel. So I truly appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you to my law enforcement, military veterans, and first responders for what you do every day. If you liked any of these bands, their social media links will be in the description below. At least their Facebook pages will be. Portuguese Distortion Facebook link, as always, and these is below as well. Go tell them thank you. Say some kind words to them. Check out their video. Check out the original versions of the videos. The playlist link will be in the description, as always, as well. And I will see you in next week's episode of Portuguese Distortion. As always, you have been awesome. I have been Baldman, otherwise known as Brett. I will see you in the next one. Be excellent to each other and keep head back.